welcome back to my channel. Today, let us talk about stock investing. As promised earlier, in this episode, I will share with you how I finally learned to leverage on stock investment the safe way. Yes, you heard me right. The safe way means no margin call, no forced selling, no such risk or uncertainty, and it's 100% legal. So in the past, whenever people talk about stock investing, they always lament about the lack of leverage when it comes to stock. Unlike property where we could get loan up to 90% from bank to invest in it, for stock, no bank would give us money to invest into stock market. So in the past, many stock investors, including myself, we have sought out other ways to leverage on our stock investment. So some of them did margin, and for myself, I did CFD. For those of you, if you have never heard of CFD, here's a brief intro of CFD. CFD actually stands for Contract for Differences. It's actually an agreement between us, the investors, and the CFD broker to exchange the difference in the value of a financial product, which is stock, between the time the contract opens and closes. Right? So CFD investors, we never actually owns the stock, but instead we receive revenue based on the price change of the asset itself. So there will be no clearance charges because there is no real purchase of the stock. So CFD does give us the leverage, but remember, CFD risks also include weak industry regulation, potential lack of liquidity, and the need for us to maintain an adequate margin. Back then, my stock was being forced sold within a short notice period by the CFD broker, and I lost all my investment in that account overnight, which was more than Ringgit Malaysia 100k. So for me, more than 100k loss is considered peanut when I compare to the recent forced sale done on Archegos Capital Management. I heard that this company used leverage tools like CFD and lost more than US 30 billions overnight. If you're interested to read up on this, I will put a link to this article below. You can read it up later. So lesson learned, for myself, trading in stock, I realize, is often very volatile. So we need to have 100% control of the capital which we put into the stock market. Hence, any kind of leverage which would result in forced selling our stock is never good, and don't touch it at all. Stay away. Okay, so now, do you want to know my secret of leveraging my stock investment with 100% control of the capital? Okay, let me share it with you now over here. So over time, after becoming a property investor, I have learned another legit way for us to provide leverage on our stock investing. That is by using our investment property, which has grown in its equity value. What do I mean by that? Generally, when we invest into a property, over time, the property price always goes up in value. But disclaimer over here, provided we invest into the right property at the right price, and for myself, always try to invest into below market value property. So somewhere back in Q3 in 2019, I did an annual property investment portfolio rebalancing. So this is when I would see how was the performance of each of our rental property in terms of their cash flow and also the equity built up. And I noticed there were a few properties which have already doubled in its market value after more than a decade of owning it, and we do have a substantial amount of equity built up in our rental property portfolio for us to utilize. So as a refresher, equity on property means you take the latest market value of this property, you minus off your current mortgage loan outstanding amount, and that would be your equity built up. For example, in order to get equity on property A, you get the latest market value of property A, let's say it's 600k now. You minus off its current mortgage loan outstanding of property A, let's say it's 300,000k. So you will get 300,000k as the equity of property A. So when I realized we have so much equity built up on each of our rental property, I decided to refinance one of our property with the highest equity built up. So if you were to ask, why did I choose to refinance the property with the highest build up in its equity? Yes, you get it right. This is so that I could get the best mortgage interest rate. Usually for a bank, they would give a lower interest rate if your mortgage loan amount is bigger. So with this newly refinanced mortgage, we managed to take out about Ringgit Malaysia 200k as a standby money for us to use whenever opportunity arises, and we get it at low interest rate of under 4% per annum. So this new money that we get is actually money we got from bank via our rental properties, so it's 100% legal, and we use this new money to invest into US stock market last year, March 2020, when the US stock market crashed down badly due to the COVID pandemic. So what's the risk of refinancing our existing property to take out the equity money? Okay, over here, I will share with you, the risk is the new monthly installment would be higher, and you have to make sure that you pay the new installment amount every month promptly. So how could you do the same? Over here, let me walk through with you step by step. Okay, firstly, you look through all your current properties which you own. For example, let's say you have got property A, and then you find out what is the current mortgage outstanding amount left on this property A. Let's say it's 300,000. So the monthly installment currently is 1,500 per month, right? Then you go and find out what is the latest market value of property A now. If let's say you have owned it for like more than 5 years, usually we would have appreciated. So let's say it's 600k now. So you approach your banker to refinance your property based on its latest market value, which is 600,000. So you take a 90% loan. So your current mortgage interest rate now is around 3% per annum. So let's say you take for 30 years or 30 years loan. So your new mortgage loan amount now would be Ringgit Malaysia 540,000. So you use this 540,000 to pay off your old mortgage loan, which is 300k. You still have an excess of 240k. And remember that your new monthly mortgage installment would have increased to 2,003. That would be that increase of about 800 from your previous 1,005 per month. So the risk here is you have to make sure you don't default on your new monthly installment amount. Make sure you are still very comfortable with the new increased monthly installment. And as long as you continue to service your new monthly installment promptly, there will be no risk of your loan being recalled by the bank. Now with the excess of Ringgit Malaysia 240,000k, it has now become your new money where you could use it to invest into stock market whenever there is an opportunity, like last year when the US stock market crashed from its height of 3,004 point to 2,004 point due to the COVID pandemic. So fast forward today, our new money of 200k invested into the US market for about a year now has more than tripled in its value now. So that is how fast stock is able to help us to grow our wealth. So I call this crisis investing. We could use this profit then to pay back the mortgage amount that we took earlier, 200,000 from the bank, and we still have a few 100,000 available for us to continue with our investment journey, be it in stock or real estate, whichever opportunity is calling unto us. So if you watched until here, I hope by now you would have realized that leverage stock investing don't have to be dangerous. We don't have to use margin call or CFD to get leverage on our stock investing. By refinancing on our existing property, be it rental or own stay, is one of the best way for us to get safe money to invest into the stock market, 100% legal, regulated and safe, just like how I did it. So if you find value in my sharing today, do give a big like and write a great comment for me below. And if you have been wondering how you could trade US stock with zero brokerage charges and even get up to 2 free stock, check out the link in the description below to Webull. Open a Webull brokerage account between now until 28th of April and get a free stock value up to USD 250, and if you make an initial deposit of $100 US or more within 30 days upon signing up, receive a free stock value up to $1,006. Okay, that's all. Thank you, and I shall see you again in my next video. Bye bye.